Thank you, Rian. Glad to be back.
Francois, I got a few more questions in the meantime that I've been speaking to some people, and I got some questions that I want to run past you because these seem to be problem cases specifically. People need some clarification, and I trust that we will be able to give that to them tonight. This whole thing about firearms being dangerous, there's a lot of people who are scared of firearms because they never grew up with them, they're not used to them. There's various reasons. Shouldn't we be scared of firearms? Should we be scared of firearms? Shouldn't we be scared of firearms? And if not, why not?
Oh, well, Rian, like anything in life, the more you get to know it, the less dangerous it becomes. If you look at just what the politicians say or the mass media, that firearms are so dangerous because they kill so many people. If you look at just the traffic incidents on our roads alone, it's way more than firearms, and that I'm not even going into all of the other methods that humans have found to kill each other. So yeah, firearms are not specifically dangerous. It's just a piece of basically metal that was shaped into something else, the same as a car. We're not scared of cars anymore because most of us know how to drive, how to stay out of the roads, wear light clothing, all of those things. The same with a firearm. The more you get used to it, understand it, follow the safety rules, especially the 4 safety rules we handled last time. If you just do that, if you just keep safe, get used to your firearm. That's where training is so important. Then you become used to it and not complacent necessarily, because a lot of people become complacent, but that's not what you want to do. You want to become aware and better understand the firearm, understand the dangers, just like a vehicle. We know if you drive on someone's behind and your brakes are not good and your tires are not good, you're going to have a bad time. The same with firearms. If you treat the firearm as a dangerous weapon that it could be, but also as the fun it can have. That's the thing I was taught from small, is that a firearm is something fun. It's fun to go shooting. It's fun to train. And I was taught from small that as long as you keep to the safety rule and you treat that firearms with the necessary respect, then there will be no drastic issues.
So would you say training will definitely help me overcome that fear as I get more proficient with it?
Yes, definitely. I remember the first time I went for my driver's training. I was terrified of the vehicle. First time climbing in, having to shift gears, stalling 20 times. The same with the firearm. The first few times I went out shooting, I was terrified of the thing. It's now got loud noises, massive fireballs coming out of it. And yeah, it's especially when you're small, it's a massive fear that basically comes in. But the more you learn from it, and we see it on the range every time, is students, the more they get comfortable with them, they just become so proficient with that firearm, because the moment that fear falls away, then that learning and training and that drive to just learn more and be better comes in, and that's just something amazing to see.
And I think you understand that yes, this can be a deadly tool, but someone needs to operate that tool. Someone needs to point it in a specific direction and squeeze that trigger in order for anything to happen. Otherwise, it's just an inert lump of metal that can just lie there for years and it won't hurt anybody. But I need to understand the basic principles of these things and the basic safety principles of it. And as I go along, I will start understanding that I don't have to fear the tool per se.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. It's just a tool. It's like a hammer. It's like a knife. It's like a car. It's just a tool. It's not the tool inertly that's dangerous. No, there's a saying that says when you have a hammer, everything is a nail. It's basically the same thing. If you treat a firearm, as something you have respect for, and you have respect for human life, then it becomes something completely different than the people we are trying to protect ourselves from. And that's why it's yes, a firearm for me is first thing. It's something to enjoy, but after that, it's also something that I, at the end of the day, need to defend my life with and my family's life with, because unfortunately, there's nobody else to do it.
Yes. No, so it's not the firearm itself, it's the person who handles the firearm that will determine if it's dangerous to you or not.
Definitely.
Because let's be honest, some people really shouldn't have any form of a tool because they've got problems, man.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
it can be a mess. But if you understand it and if you train, for sure. Francois,
definitely.
so I've now decided I want to go do a training course. I'm done with, I've got my license, I've got my new firearm, and I want to go do more training. So I'm looking around for a more basic sort of a course, and I decide on what items of kit do I need to bring with to such a training course.
Yeah, so Riaan, what we've seen on the range is that students that actually come with no experience, complete new guys to firearms, usually have a better results, quicker results on the range because they don't have all these ingrained bad habits that they now have to shake off. Like I've had to get rid of so many bad habits from my father and all my instructors as the stuff goes on. So it's always better to do it. So, but the best thing to do is just make sure that the instructor that you're going to have a course with understands that you are a newbie and that the course is tailored for complete newbie and a new guy to firearms. Yeah, that's the base, just to make sure that you don't pop into an advanced course and then you're just overwhelmed. Nobody wants that to happen.
Yes.
So just because you feel unfamiliar with your firearm, it's not a reason to not go for training.
Okay, that makes sense. I like that a lot. It's the only way you learn.
Exactly.
Get out there. Can I borrow my friend's firearm if I don't have my own yet?
Yes,
for a basic course?
Yeah, you definitely can. The law states very clearly you are allowed to use someone else's firearm as long as it's under direct supervision of that person. So that person will have to go with you to the range and be with you on that course. Not necessarily part of the course, but he needs to accompany you at all times. So that is very important to stay within the legal requirements of the law.
And then what sort of typical safety measures are in place at the range that I need to be aware of, or to make me feel a little bit better about the whole thing if I'm a bit uncertain? I've never done it before, specifically during the practical shooting phases of the course.
Yeah, so just to start with that, so when you arrive on the range, just ask the person you sign in with, because there's always a register you have to sign, where you have to pay your range fees, or someone that's going to direct you to the range you need to go. Just ask them and confirm with them everything you want to do. But the best advice ever is keep your firearm in the holster or in the bag until the instructor tells you, okay, it's now the time to do it. Bring it to the ranger front with the bag. We don't care as long as we're safe. That's always our biggest concern. Especially for students. We want you to be safe. We want you to feel safe. We don't want you to be around people that make you feel unsafe, because then there's no point in being unsafe and trying to train. Your head is on another place.
So basically, you do whatever that instructor tells you to do. You follow his instructions to the letter and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that is the rule of law on the range, is you follow that instructor, and that instructor will completely show you. He'll run through all the safety rules before the day starts. He'll show you where the backstop is, safe direction for your firearm, and he'll brief every single student and make sure it's safe. So we usually keep very small groups per instructor. So as soon as a group starts getting bigger, we just add instructors and range officers so we can maximize safety, because of course that's always our priority.
Okay, so everything is always safety, 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 safety.
Yes,
safety.
That's the number one rule. If we don't shoot that day because there's a safety issue, then we don't shoot that day. There is no bending that rule, no breaking that rule, no getting past this little safety rule, that safety rule. Safety rule is the beginning and ending of all courses.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I have a feeling people listening to this and who are considering something like this would appreciate to hear that as well, because I think that makes everybody feel better at the end of the day.
Yes, it does.
And then just the last question, do I need to bring any specific documents with me?
So yeah, you always have to have your firearm license with you when you have your firearm with you. That is the law.
Check it. Yeah. Does it get checked by the instructors?
most rangers do check it just to make sure that it's not some random guy with a stolen gun shooting there. And you also
Yes.
need just a proof of ID. But usually we have our driver's license with us. It's just part of life in South Africa. Driver's license is always accepted as a form of identification. This also helps if you do get pulled over and then the officer wants to confirm that you are who you say you are. It's always nice to have two forms of identification. You now have your license to prove it's your firearm, and you have your ID. And then if there's any other documentation, the firearm, let's say you've just bought a firearm, it's still at the range, you might want to just bring that papers along to prove that it's your firearm. So then you might not have a license, but you'll have the purchase documentation, and the documentation shows you're waiting for the license. But usually that's all that's required. There's not much fuss about paperwork.
Well, okay, Francois, I think that takes care of today's little conversation. I think that the info that you gave us today is extremely valuable, specifically for people who've never done this before. And I trust that they can find value in it. And on that point, for the viewers, if you do find value in this, please remember to do the click and subscribe so that you can help us grow the channel. Francois, thank you so much once again for your time. Have a great evening.
So, Riaan, big pleasure. Thank you for your time.